Most persuasion happens after people think. But the persuasion technique I'm about to reveal works before logic wakes up. Before someone even realizes a decision is being made. And once you see it, you'll realize it's already controlling your life. The hidden truth about human decisions. Here's something school never taught you. People don't decide with logic first. They decide with impulse. Logic usually shows up later, just to explain the decision they already made. That means if you try to persuade someone with reasons, facts, or explanations, you're already late. Impulse-level persuasion works earlier. At the emotional reflex stage. At the instinct stage. This is where the real power lives. What is impulse-level persuasion? Impulse-level persuasion means influencing the automatic reactions of the brain. Not thoughts. Not opinions. But reactions. It's the difference between, "Let me think about it," and, "Sure, why not?" One is slow. One is instant. The brain shortcut that makes this possible. Inside your brain is something called the limbic system. Think of it like the brain's autopilot. It handles fear, desire, comfort, belonging, safety. It reacts faster than thinking. If persuasion hits the limbic system first, the thinking brain usually just follows along. This is called a limbic shortcut. Limbic shortcuts explain simply. Imagine touching a hot stove. You don't think. You pull your hand away. That reaction happens before thought. Impulse-level persuasion works the same way. It triggers curiosity, relief, trust, urgency, comfort. Before the person asks, "Is this a good idea?" Real-life example. Why you buy things you didn't plan to. You walk into a store, just to look. You see a sign that says, "Only 2 left." Suddenly your chest tightens. Your brain feels pressure. That's not logic. That's impulse. Your limbic system hears, scarcity equals danger, and you buy. That's impulse-level persuasion. The precognitive agreement trick. This is one of the most powerful techniques you'll ever learn. A precognitive agreement means getting someone to agree emotionally before they know what they're agreeing to. Not verbally. Emotionally. How precognitive agreement works. Before asking for anything, you create a feeling alignment. You make them feel safe, understood, similar to you. Once that happens, their brain becomes cooperative by default. Simple example anyone can use. Imagine you want a favor. Instead of asking directly, you say, "Can I run something by you real quick?" Most people say yes automatically. Why? Because the question feels small, safe, non-threatening. Their limbic system already agreed. Now the request lands on open ground. Emotional toe holds. An emotional toe hold is a tiny feeling you create that opens the door. Not excitement. Not pressure. Just enough emotion to get inside. Common emotional toe holds. Curiosity. Relief. Recognition. Shared frustration. Once the toe hold is there, the rest slides in easily. Real-life example. Conversations. Someone says, "You wouldn't believe what happened." Your brain leans forward. Curiosity is a toe hold. Once it's there, you're already listening. Pattern interrupts that override resistance. Resistance happens when the brain predicts what's coming. Impulse persuasion breaks prediction. That's called a pattern interrupt. What a pattern interrupt does. It momentarily freezes the thinking brain. Just long enough for emotion to slip through. That pause is power. Simple pattern interrupt example. Instead of saying, "Can I ask you a question?" you say, "This might sound strange," but the brain stops. Curiosity replaces defense. That half-second pause is where influence enters. Why this feels so powerful? Because you're not fighting resistance. You're bypassing it. You're not convincing. You're guiding. You're not forcing decisions. You're shaping reactions. Using this ethically. This isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding how humans already work. You can use impulse-level persuasion to communicate clearly, reduce conflict, get cooperation without pressure, avoid arguments. The same tool can harm or help. Intent matters. Daily life applications. At work, frame requests as collaboration, not demand. In relationships, create emotional safety before difficult conversations. In sales or persuasion, lead with feeling, not facts. With strangers, lower threat first, then speak. The big shift most people never make. Most people talk to the thinking brain. Influencers, leaders, and persuaders talk to the impulse brain first. Once you do that, everything else becomes easier. People don't resist persuasion. They resist feeling controlled. Impulse-level persuasion feels natural, invisible, comfortable. That's why it works. If you want to discover other powerful persuasion tricks to get anyone to do anything, click the link in the description below. Then watch this video next to learn 27 bite-sized psychological tricks to persuade anyone.